Okay, I'm jumping in impromptu. I realize that several of you will see this much, much later. Hit the replay. It's all good. I'm doing what I can when I have a free few minutes while I am letting some water run in the garden, trying to loosen up some soil in one of my garden beds. I thought I'd jump in here and do this very quickly. It's one of the ways that I get a lot of things done. I multitask. Jackson is grabbing some laundry, moving into the laundry area so that I can put on a load before I go back outside and back into planting my garden. My garden is my happy space. However, you guys, we did get a deposit, and I wanted to go ahead and jump in and make sure that I can put in transactions that I have already made, because transactions have been made. And one of the things that I've found out is that waiting to either input income or reconcile your expenditures is one way to really get totally discombobulated in your finances. I know sometimes people will do it at the end of the week, or they'll keep their receipts. Sometimes what happens if you lose a receipt? There are not a lot of people that always check their accounts. Always check your accounts. Hey, ma'am, how are you? Just because you want to make sure that what you did was what you intended to do, and what you spent and what you have left is what it says it should be in your budget. So I had a deposit come in, and I have allocated those funds. Hey, ma'am, how are you? Well, very good. I thought I'd jump in while I'm waiting for this water to do what it need to do in this garden, right? I'm going to go out and plant some beans. I had a loss today. I had to pull up. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate. I had to pull up my peas. I don't seem to do well with peas, but I do seem to do well with beans. Hey, ma'am, how are you? Thank y'all so much for jumping in. I don't plan to be here long. I didn't have a ton of transactions, but I wanted to make sure that we went in and put in all the things, hello, and then reconciled the budget, right? So, I use the MYMT personal budget sheet for anybody that is interested. That is always listed in the description box of my videos. Live videos, it does take a while, but if you look on any budget video, you should be able to find it. After this is over, I'll go ahead and dump it in real fast. Again, I'm trying to let that garden water up nicely. So I'm going to share my budget sheet so that you're able to work along with me as I am chiming in and jumping in. Okay, here we are. So this is my MYMT personal budget sheet. Now, we just did the budget on Wednesday. It's Friday, and I've already had a new deposit pop in. Let's just recap real fast. I needed $6,384 to come in to make sure I met the budget for this month, right? That's what needed to happen, was the $6,834. As of Wednesday, I had $6,291 populated in. And so far, I've been able to meet the budget. I've not overdrawn. I've not had to borrow from any other categories, which is always a help and an added benefit, because sometimes I do have to pull some from here to make sure that I can cover here. I do that mainly in my cash categories, just trying to make sure that I don't have to go into savings to cover something. One of the things that I also have to think about this month for sure, the wedding is coming up, and I've got some wedding expenditures that will be happening within the next few weeks. So I've got to cover those. And I didn't necessarily put them in this budget. So, okay, here's what came in today. Well, it wasn't today, it was yesterday. We had $386. And look, let me make sure that I'm saying that right. Let me look on my app. I had $368, y'all. I get my numbers mixed up sometimes. $68.48 come in. That was child support. Now, what I've always done on child support is I've made a note when that child support came in. So that deposited yesterday, which was the 2nd. So I put 5/2/24, and how much it was. It was $368.48, because if something ever pops off crazy and child support doesn't come through and I need to go back to court, I can say, well, on this day, Your Honor, this is what I got. So I try to keep a track of that. I always try to keep that really for protection for myself as well as for my ex-husband, because I never want to say he didn't pay when I know he did. So I just try to keep a track of that for both of us. He doesn't ask me to do that. I just have done it, and it's just worked out for us. Now, just to go back, that makes us now $6,660.31 that has come in as far as actual income for the month thus far. We have already paid our mortgage. The mortgage is paid. The cell phones have been paid. I've already sank my sinking funds for this month. Household repairs have been sank. I'm having some work done in the house. That money is still sitting, waiting for that work to be completed. It will funnel out here very shortly. I pulled out lawn care money, all of my sinking funds. So recycling, renewal, pest control, yearly spray, all that has been sank. Amazon Prime, PureFlix. Now my PureFlix, I'm gonna make myself a note. PureFlix renewal date is 5/8/24. So what I've already done, I have moved $110 into my checking account to pay that. So that's already moved. That way I don't have to worry about thinking about it. Did I move it? Did I not move it? That's in my Capital One 360 account. So it's not attached to my main regular checking account. And so what I have done now is I've made sure that it's ready to go. So if they pull it out early or whatever the case is, it's already ready. I don't have any problems. Life is good. God is good, and all of the things, right? So I've just tried to do that ahead of time. All right, I want to make sure I'm not missing any comments. Hey, y'all, glad y'all are here. All right, scrolling on down just to kind of recap before we move forward. So I'll be putting in Jackson's high school fund today. I'll put in my laptop sinking fund has gone in. Groceries, summer groceries, regular groceries, and monthly grocery preps, which I use this month for the garden, that has already gone in. Hey, everybody, good to see y'all. Personal care, I pulled that out. That's going to cover Jackson's haircut. That's going to cover some of my hair color, but not all of it. And I still need to get nails and toes done. So I've got to cover. So nails usually run me, I'm just getting a fill-in and a color change. I'm not getting a new set or anything. So that usually will run me about $45, $50 depending. Plus I usually add a tip. So about $60. And then my toes is usually about $45 as well. So I'm looking at about $110-ish for my toes. Normally, I just get my nails done. I leave my feet alone. I don't bother with them because I'm wearing closed-toed shoes. However, for the wedding, I am choosing to allocate funds for that. P.O. box has been sank. That's $17. Again, I keep the P.O. box because when I have brand deals come in, I have them sent to my P.O. box, not to my regular home address, and I just pick it up. Vacation money, I put $377 into vacation money. Jackson's sinking fund for his savings account will get sank this month. Gracie and Gwen's, their money has been put in. Gwen has a yearly checkup for her heartworms and whatever they usually do for the checkup. And Mama needs her nails trimmed. So I'll probably go over that account, but it is what it is when you have two dogs. I probably need to up that sinking fund. Gas, $200. I've already pulled that money. Oil change has been pulled. Tires, insurance, registration, all that has been pulled into the sinking fund. Remember, my sinking funds is in a totally separate bank. It's all online. I have no access to that money. I can't just go to the ATM and be like, oh, let me just get some money out of here. Nope, it's all online. I generally try to leave that money alone because I want to make sure that I can cover my sinking funds. One of the things about sinking funds that have helped me is when a bill comes due, if I've been planning for it all year long, then I'm not surprised. I'm not trying to figure out where the money's coming from. I just have it already saved. I save it a little bit at a time. But when that money comes due, like in July, I think my recycling comes due. It's like $189. I've been saving $16 a month. And by the time July comes or whatever the money I've been saving, it'll already be there. I won't have to worry like, how am I going to pay this recycling? Nope, I've been saving all along for it, and it'll be perfect. I did give myself a little bit of blow money this month. I put $1,300 into savings, which is in an account. And then for tithing, $959. And then we do give to another ministry, $480. Now, some people want to argue me about tithing, and they want to argue with me about giving. Tithing is old covenant. You don't have to tithe this much. You can tithe off the net, not the gross. Listen, I don't argue with people anymore about that. I used to feel really bad trying to explain what you do, what your convictions tell you to do. I'm going to do what my convictions tell me to do. And here's the truth. I'm not hungry. The bills are paid. God sends in additional things as he sees fit. And we are living our best life. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, that's a blessing. We appreciate. And the Lord just does what he wants to do. And I can't argue over it with anybody. If you don't want to tithe, that's perfect. Do what you want to do. It's what I believe. It's what I've always done. And God has blessed my children. Yes, I could get more groceries if I didn't tithe. And yes, I could do, I could probably save up for a car sooner. Or maybe I'd hit baby step number 3 sooner. But this is the way that is right for me. Okay, moving on. So we want to talk about what we got today and how we allocated those funds. So I'm going to back this down just quite a little bit so that you're able to see when I go to my weekly. So at the bottom here of these tabs, I put my dates. So the first week started April 28th and it goes through tomorrow, which is May the 4th. So I'm going to bump into this week. Today is Friday, and I am going to start allocating. So let me see what I actually did. I actually do this a little backwards. I want to make sure that I take my tithe out first because that's how I do it any other time. And so I'm doing it this way. So tithe, I put $40 in. Thank you so much. See you later. Okay. $40 for tithe and then $20 into the other ministry. That was something that the Lord told me to do way back when, about January of last year. It took me until about February or March before I was obedient. But once I was obedient, again, the Lord has just been able to bless me. He's blessed me before that, but still it's been over and abundantly and above and all the things. Okay, so that's what I did there. Moving forward, let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, I didn't put any money into savings because of those extra expenditures with the wedding, right? So I probably want to just put that in this category. I'm going to say 150, and I'm going to put that up there. While it's not blow money, it is just, it's not blow money, but I want to make sure that I'm just going to say wedding expenses because I'm going to have those. While I do want to pay for my kids to eat and gas and all that other stuff, there's still a few things we have to pay for. Okay. So that is that. And then now I'm going to go back up to do the things that I would normally do. Jackson gets $25 each child support payment. So $368 is almost like 2 payments. So I put $50 in his account. Anytime I get it up front, I want to go ahead and put it in, because if I say, okay, well, I'm just going to put half in and then I'm going to save the rest and I'll do it next week. You always forget, something always comes up. There's always something that can take that money. So I go ahead and make that allocation right now, then I don't have to worry about it. I took the other money out in cash because this time, usually I pay for my nails with my card, but I just want to pay cash. I make an appointment with my nail tech. I go to the same person every time, so I know what my service is going to look like, okay? Because I don't have time to be messing up with this wedding. All right, moving up. That was for Jackson's savings. What else did I do? Okay, I'm going to go back up here. High school sinking fund. We did the $50 for Jackson's high school sinking fund. That worked out. Okay, what else did I do? Household. Let me see. Nope. I'm going down to clothing. Now, I don't buy clothes because I get a lot of clothing deals, but this time I had to buy some. We have been having the worst smell in our clothes. Well, the kids, because they don't wash their clothes right. So I needed to buy, I got some washing soda. I got some laundry sanitizing stuff. And I got some crystals, those crystal things, that help your clothes smell nice. So that cost me at the Walmart about $30. It was $29 and some change. So I'm going to say $30. And then, no, I got to go back down. So I spent some money. $13 of my gas money went to the groceries because I had a little bit of overage this week on my groceries. And then I used some of my cash money in my pocket for some prizes for a few people. I was doing a little giveaway and I had a few little dollars. And I said, you get $1, you get $1. So I spent about $6 out of that. So that took my gas money down to $10. So I put $17 of gas in my car today. And that's what I used that money for. So that should have allocated all of the 386. That puts me at $5,957 spent on expenses. It says I have $703 left. Now, 450 of those dollars are allocated to a home project that already has to be done. It's already set. It's already scheduled. The person is coming in to do it. It's not like the floors because we're on person number 3, but whatever. So that is that is accounted for. So if you take the 450 away, that's going to be like $253 left in that account. But I still have my health wage gym to come out. Oh, Jackson's gym. Whoa. Let me go back. Jackson's gym will come out probably tomorrow. And that comes out of his child support. Let me see if I can find that. Because his gym comes out separately. Gym. So $21 comes out on the 5th and $21 comes out on the 21st or whatever day is closest to that. So that's where that went. And then my health wage gym is $29. So you're not seeing that come out quite yet. So that again takes it down. What I like about budgeting up front is I'm able to see what I'm left with. I know a project is coming out. So 450 from 683 leaves me with like 232. $29 is my health wage gym. So that's going to leave me with like 201. And I have my accessories for the wedding and a gift for a couple of cute little girls that we go to church with in my Amazon cart. So Alana and I want to, I'm going to bless the little girls and that'll be from me and Alana. And I'm just going to take it out of that extra money that's down in there. But I don't like to spend down too much. I want to make sure that everything has cleared, that I haven't forgotten anything. I'm still looking to make sure that I haven't forgotten anything. If I get to it, the Roth IRA will be done. But again, that's my second Roth because I have a Roth through my work. So that puts us right now at $6,660.31. And we're all the way down to $203 because all the funds have been allocated. My mortgage went out. You know what? Something was not right on my internet bill. I did calculate that wrong. It was $91.99. So I did calculate that wrong. But that's a business expense because I use my internet solely for the purpose of my business. I do not use my internet for fun. I don't have time for fun. I'm either doing videos or I'm uploading videos or I'm doing reels or whatever. So I use my internet solely 100% for the business or in the ministry a little bit. But that's what I use it for. I'm in a series in the ministry, which is why I can count that, but I pay for Google Meetings. If you go over an hour, you have to pay for it or it cuts you off. but I pay for that out of my ministry account. So I don't count that in this. But for the internet, I just count that as a business expense. So there that is. That's everything thus far. And again, you got to go back and sit with this budget to make sure you didn't forget anything. So I'm going to stop sharing at this point. And that's kind of where we are. You want to make sure that you are keeping a running total, a running track of what is happening in your finances. Now, if somebody else has equal rights or they can get to your finances just like you do, then you need to make sure that they know, hey, we reconcile very often. We go back and we check the accounts. We make sure. I try to pay cash as much as I can for most things because I don't like my monies being held out. You know, sometimes it takes 2 and 3 and 4 days to pass through your account. I pay bills strictly through my account. All the other stuff, little things, I try to make sure that I pay for those with cash if I'm able to. I did, like I said, I use I use my, what was it? My, monthly prep budget for the garden. And then I use some of my blow money for the garden. Garden is just a thing. So my big plan for the summer, well, not the summer, in the fall when Mr. Jerome is not cutting grass, is to really try to allocate those funds to the garden. But sometimes I have big house projects and I just allocate it for that. With that being said, there it is. We've allocated all the funds. We have about $200 left. And I think my Amazon cart is about $52. So it's going to pull us down to about $150. And 29 of that is going to be my Healthways gym. And that's pretty much going to be it. But I do have cash for my nails. I did put Jackson's money in his account. We should get at least one more child support before we have to leave for the wedding. So I just put a little bit here and there, take out a little bit here and there. If I didn't have that wedding expense, I would have put $100 in my $100 savings challenge and $50 in my $50 savings challenge, and that would have boosted that savings. So do what you can when you can, save what you can when you can, make good choices, do the things that are beneficial for you and your family. Don't sit around and say what you don't have, because if you're a good steward over the little, he'll make you Lord and ruler over the much. I'm a witness of that. It is what has happened in my life. God has been good. When we only had $25 to go to the grocery store, now we can go. I can spend as much as I want at the grocery store. I still choose to keep it pretty small just because there are other things I want to do with my money. I don't want to eat it all, right? No eating out. We're not eating out except when we go for the wedding. And, I may end up cooking. I'll have all my kids together. They like me to cook. So I may end up cooking something and my son-in-law will be there. Who's to say what we may not even eat out? I may just use it for groceries, right? But we'll all be together and I want to be able to do that. But outside of that, there's no eating out. We did take Jackson out on last Sunday for his birthday, but that was the sum total of that. So anywho, you guys, I think my garden should be nice and watered by now. It's been watering for 30 minutes. I'm going to pop out, do that, throw some clothes in the wash, and I'll be back with you tonight at 9. So those of you who are joining me, thank you so much. Like the video, share, comment, do all the things, and we will see you guys next time.